Good morning, gamers, and welcome to yet another week of the Picks of the Week, a roundup of my picks of the day from the past week, hence the name. And as usual, I find some kind of inspiration for a theme for each week, and the inspiration this time around was my good friend Loki, a native of New Orleans, who is one of the co-authors and creators for the Crescent City supplement for the Bloodlines and Black Magic Pathfinder Occult 7 series. So, again, because complete immersion into the city of New Orleans as it applies to that particular setting and game world, inspired what I'm calling New Awlins Week. Now, just as a side note, I did a little bit of research, and natives don't call it Nolans, like N with an apostrophe, A-W-L-I-N-S. They actually say New Awlins with the full use of the word N-E-W, followed by Awlins, if you want to say it with a proper kind of accent. New Awlins. Or NOLA, or the Crescent City, or the Big Easy, although those are wonderful other names for one of the most interesting and mysterious and fascinating cities in not only the United States, but the world. So with that being the case, Crescent City, it was our pick on Monday. We move on to Tuesday, and it is the New Orleans sourcebook for the Dark Conspiracy setting, which Dark Conspiracy is a really fascinating setting from GDW. It's one of the more interesting things they've done outside of Traveler. This one was actually very, very popular for fans of that series in that game world. You're going to see a lot of reflections of horror and urban fantasy and things like that, because that is exactly the kind of thing that New Orleans inspires with all of its mythology and history and culture. Next up is, of course, yet another horror treatment of New Orleans, The Secrets of New Orleans, a 1920s sourcebook to the Crescent City for... That's right, Call of Cthulhu. And regular listeners/readers will note that I have never been a Call of Cthulhu fan, but that doesn't mean it is not an amazing game for literally millions of players out there in the world. And this is considered one of the best historical source books dealing with the city of New Orleans, not just for the mythology and horror aspects, but the actual reflection of what New Orleans was like during the 1920s. Moving on, we go to a completely different part of history, I suppose to say not history, but the future, Post-Apocalyptic Blues, a Bards and Sages publishing product for OGL playing OGL Modern, and that cover alone is really something. This is the classic Baron Samedi as a mysterious entity rebuilding New Orleans in the wake of World War III. Finally, the obvious pick, at least in my mind, for celebrating New Awlins Week is Deadlands Noir. Full disclosure, I was brought into the world of those creating stuff for Deadlands Noir. I did a series of interactive fiction, sort of choose-your-own-adventure games that are now actually up on Steam, featuring Harvey Jenkins, the hardboiled detective of Deadlands Noir. Deadlands Noir is the first major effort to expand the Deadlands universe in a long time, I should say. I mean, you had, the Wasted West, of course, with the original Deadlands, but we've not seen a lot of expansion into that universe for a long time until we saw Deadlands Noir come out. So they're going back and kind of rebuilding the mythos that is the Deadlands universe across time. Of course, right now they're dealing with the Deadlands Dark Ages, so they're going back in time as a way of visiting the Deadlands mythology. But anyway, Deadlands Noir is an extraordinary look at 1935 New Orleans with, of course, all the craziness that the Deadlands universe brings to it. Of course, this is a Savage Worlds project. The Deadlands Noir material has not been updated directly for Savage Worlds Adventures Edition, but there are conversion documents easily obtained for free to make it very easy for you to update your Deadlands Noir to the latest version of the Savage Worlds rules. All right, folks, that's it. That's Awlins Week. I would prefer to keep going with, cool themes. So, hey, if you've got a project out there that you would really like to see me cover, or a theme that you would really like to see me cover, please let me know. Drop me a line in all the different ways that you can. SeanPatFan@gmail.com. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and promote Evil Beagle Entertainment. We've just launched that recently. Look for that on YouTube. That is where we are doing the Handfuls of Dice show, where I am running a Prowls and Paragons Ultimate Edition superhero game for a group of 16 to 19-year-olds. And it has thus far been a lot of exciting fun, and people are really enjoying that. So come check us out, like it, share us, that kind of thing. And as always, game on and be good.